it's Vocal Empowerment Coach Dot Todman here, and I am here to answer your questions. So today I have a wonderful letter written by Brian C. that I would like to address. It reads, "Hi Dot, my name is Brian. I'm an aspiring singer and I've watched most of your videos on how to become a better singer on YouTube. First off, I want to thank you for uploading all of this wonderful knowledge on YouTube. I feel that by watching these videos and understanding the concepts behind singing, I've become a much more confident singer in the past month or so. However, I still have a small problem when I perform, and so here's my question. Although my mind is relatively calm and not as nervous when I perform now, my body still retains that nervousness, and it seems to affect my singing when it does that. For example, I feel that the feeling of butterflies in my stomach makes my voice shake and sound weaker than it should be. How could I fix this problem? Is it just something built up from experience, or is there a way I could calm down my body while I perform? Thanks." What a great letter. Yay. I'm so happy. Brian, first off, I'm happy that you like my videos. That made my day. And second off, I'm happy you asked this question because you are not alone. There are so many singers and actors and speakers that I work with that have the same problem that you have addressed here. So Brian, let's first take a look at the first part of your question, which, you're basically saying that your mind is relatively calm and not as nervous when you perform, but your body's still retaining some problems. And so it's interesting, if I just hold up this is a picture of what I call your peaceful instrument. You'll find more about this in my new book called Finding Your Core Voice. But for now, let's just take a look at the balanced instrument. You can see that there are three parts. It's not just the body, which includes the voice, but it begins with the thought. And like Brian says, well, my mind's pretty calm. It doesn't feel nervous. What he's really talking about is the soul, right? Because the soul's where we have feelings. And then these two things create the condition for the body to respond. For example, if I'm singing a song and I have this wonderful thought in my mind like, this is fun, and I'm just totally present, then I feel joy because I had a positive thought, so I feel joy in my soul. And then the last thing to have happen is my voice is free because I'm open. What's happening with you, Brian, is it sounds like you're saying, my thoughts seem like they're okay, but something's going on. I don't think I'm nervous either, but why is my body still messed up? Is that how I was born? Is there anything I can do? Absolutely, there's a lot of things you can do. First thing is to really make sure that you don't have any beliefs in your mind that are kind of sneaking back there. Like sometimes we, as singers and as human beings, don't necessarily get to the core of what we're really feeling. Maybe you have limiting beliefs like, really, I can't do this. Or maybe you feel like your voice isn't good enough. Or you do have some beliefs that are causing your anxiety. Okay? Now, if that's the case, I just encourage you to really look at how you really, really feel about your voice. And once you find what those hidden things are, just by your own self-exploration and writing in your core vocal power journal, then you'll be able to create more powerful feelings. But let's say that's not the case. Let's say, Dot, really, I'm fine with my voice. I feel good about it, but it's still locked up. Well, you may just have specific energy patterns stored in what I call the soul, for lack of a better word, that are creating this stuckness in your body because it does go mind, soul, body. And so there's a couple ways that you can address this and clear it. I always teach the breath precedes the tone because it's the quality of how we breathe that determines the quality of our energy, which determines the quality of our voice. For example, if I'm really stressed, right, and I don't even realize it, but I'm not really breathing, diaphragmatically, see all the tension in my neck and see what's happening to me? I'm taking in this tension, and then I'm storing it. And we store energy where we're most vulnerable. Everybody is different. Some people feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm being strangled when I'm trying to sing. Or I feel like I have a frog in my throat. Other people feel like I have anxiety in my chest or a tightness. I have other students reporting the butterflies in the stomach, like you, Brian, and so on and so forth. But these things can be managed and can be shifted. And that is why I created core vocal power, because the C in core stands for connect. And that's the very first and most important thing you can do is connect to yourself, connect to your breath. And so I'm going to teach you an exercise that if you haven't learned yet from me, I definitely want you to start implementing. It's not just about breathing and feeling like I have to take a big breath because I sing or I have a strong set of lungs and I can do it. It has really little to do with how much air you're taking in, but it has more to do with the quality of the breath and what you do with it. And I can teach singers, actors, and speakers how to shift their energy to change how they're feeling and to create a more powerful mind, soul, and body. Let's do the very basic and most important exercise right now to help you stay grounded. First things first, I'm going to show you how to do it when you're sitting, and if you want to know more about it, you can just read the book, Connecting Breath to Soul, okay? But I'm sitting down right now, and so my spine is straight, my feet are flat, so make sure if you are sitting that you scoot closer to the floor if your feet are dangling. And I'm just going to take a loving breath in. Now, I'm going to start with my mouth just because it's easier. I'm just going to tilt this down so you can see. It's easier to access. This is my navel. It's easier to access my belly. If you don't already know how to breathe diaphragmatically, okay, that's the first step. But this goes beyond diaphragmatic breathing. I expect people who learn this to already know how to do that. So if you aren't familiar with that and you're not getting it, just study diaphragmatic breathing first. You can study it through me or anybody, and then get the second tool, which is most powerful. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take in a loving breath through your mouth. And notice how my belly expands. I just have my hands here to show you. And then on the exhale, I want you to just shoot it right up the tailbone. Yeah, do it again. Breathe in. Imagine an orange light there now, and then just send it right up the tailbone. Good, and one more time, breathing in. Orange light in the belly, and then exhale. Right up the tailbone. Very nice. Okay, now, I don't know how that made you feel, but most people would say, oh yeah, my butt feels a little heavier. I feel like more planted to the chair. Now, we only did 3 reps, but I would encourage you to do at least a few minutes, but just for the sake of this video, so you get the gist of what I'm doing. You can always get practicing with Core Vocal Power CD. The breathing is on here, and you can just play. There's even lovely music that you can just play and breathe to get yourself grounded. That's the first step. You don't want your energy bouncing around in your body. You want it to be in the earth, and you want to feel connected. Okay? That's the first step. Now the second step, once you got yourself grounded, and I will add that even though I showed you sitting, it's easier to do when you're standing. I'll just stand really quick and show you once with standing. My thumb again is on my navel to show you that spot. I'm taking a loving breath in. My belly expands. I hold that orange light there, and on the exhale, I shoot it down through my legs into the ground like the roots of a tree. Roots of a tree. Good. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And exhale down through the legs into the ground, relaxing, relaxing. All right, good. Now, how did that feel? I don't know if you're able to get anything yet with that. You may have. Sometimes students get it right away. They're like, whoa, my legs feel tingly. If your feet feel heavy, you know you did that exercise correct. When you're standing, your feet feel heavy. When you're sitting, your butt gets heavy. Okay? So that's the first step. And the reason it's so important is because most of us do not look like this, okay? See, core resonating power, isn't this cool? Most of us don't look like this. This is the perfect human with, yes, if you've never seen anything like this before, these are called chakras. And chakras are pictures, little circles that show a depiction of our inner world. Now, Brian, you referred to your inner world when you said butterflies in my stomach, because I know you don't really have butterflies in your stomach, do you? You were talking about a feeling. And so in our culture, we just say butterflies in the stomach. In India, everybody knows about chakras. They learn this, from what I understand, in 6th grade. I don't know why we don't know as much about this in America, but hopefully that will change. I believe it will over the next 10 years. Anyway, which color on here do you think you're referring to when you talk about butterflies? Is it the orange one? Okay, that's the one that I would have suspected, and so this is the one we're going to focus on right now, and I'm going to show you the next step. So I mentioned that I created core vocal power to help singers, actors, and speakers move in an empowered way through their voice and be grounded and centered in it. And so part of why we have stuck energy in our body is because we aren't even aware of what's going on. We're not connected at an inner level to what's going on inside of us, which is why I have the picture of the perfect human. Again, I'll show you one more time. Most of us don't look like this. Most of us have, like, maybe the tailbone would be little tiny dot if we're not that grounded, and maybe the heart chakra is a really big green circle if we've been giving too much, or maybe our head's a big purple circle because we're in our heads thinking, or so on and so forth. If I don't feel like I can express myself, then my throat chakra or my communication is a little tiny circle. And so these change depending on our thoughts and feelings. And it's important for singers, actors, and speakers to know about their inner world because that's where we come from. But really, it's important for everyone, isn't it, to know about where we're coming from? I'm lucky enough to get to work with the singers, actors, and speakers and entrepreneurs, you know. But anyway, getting back to your question now, Brian, what I want you to do is I want you to, now we're going to connect the breath to tone. Okay, first we connected it to our soul and I showed you how to send it down. There's another breathing exercise that teaches you how to send it in. But I'm going to now go the third level with you, assuming that maybe you already know those exercises, and show you a really awesome way to shift stuck energy out of your body. And I love showing this to people because it works and it helps you to be healthy. Okay? So in your case, Brian, you may have just stagnant energy in your body because you're so used to running that pattern in your body that it's just used to being stuck there. And that's why this is a circle, because even though I have it going in this direction, mind, soul, body, it can sometimes be like body, soul, mind, you know. Again, you may have thoughts that you didn't realize that are in there, but energy can sometimes just get stuck when we stuff. When we stuff things that we don't like, or we wanted to say something and we don't, it gets stuck in us. And guess what happens when we go to sing? Like you say, you go to sing and your voice is shaky. That means there's things within you that you haven't gotten out first. So the R in CORE, C-O-R, before you even get to the exercises or singing the song, the R is set up to help you resonate and get rid of all that energy in there that isn't balanced. It's there to help you balance it out and how to have an empowered voice. And that's why CORE works so well, because you're literally creating and shifting yourself at a core level. Let's do this together now. I just want you to go mum like that with me. Ready? Let's do it together. Mum. Doesn't that feel kind of good? Notice how my lips were relaxed. I didn't do anything crazy. I just relaxed them. But when I did that I felt something. What did you feel? Did you feel like a buzz in your lips? Or maybe you even felt a buzz along the spine. If you felt that buzz along the spine, that's great, because when you resonate, you literally do send energy through all the organs. Dr. Oz will talk about that. He actually has talked about that. I was so excited because he mentioned that, yeah, when you resonate, you're validating yourself at a cellular level, which is what I always say. So I'm happy we're in agreement there, Dr. Oz. And Dr. Oz also said that when you go, do it again with me, you're releasing a natural gas called nitric oxide, which literally is a natural antidepressant when released in small doses. That is why singing feels so good. We're getting a natural antidepressant, okay? So just from going you may literally find that in itself helps you to not have butterflies in your stomach. And you might think, oh, that's just so simple. Oh, well, try it. Just try and if you really want to, get into it, you can right? Which is what we're going to do next. We're going to get into the vowels. And there's some great exercises with resonating on my Practicing Core Vocal Power CD. But for the sake of this video, let me show you how to do a really powerful and effective resonating that you can just do anywhere and anytime, with or without sound, okay? So what I want you to do is take a loving breath in. I'm just going to tilt this camera down a little bit more. Just take a loving breath into your belly, like we always do. Feel that orange light, and I want you to just focus on love. And on the exhale, just send that light back into the belly. Yeah. So instead of sending it down this time, we sent it in. Okay? So just do that a couple times. Just get used to that idea of holding love and then exhaling. Okay? So once that's easy, now I'm going to show you how to do the rest of the exercise. What you're going to do is you're going to take in a loving breath, and then you're going to You're going to focus on the oo vowel. Why do we focus on the oo vowel? Because this chakra has oo next to it. Now you may see different versions of this. Don't get too caught up in what vowel goes where. But I'll tell you right now, these are the ones that I have found after my research of several years that are the best for people who are singing, acting, or speaking, okay? And what they are is showing you that each of these vowels actually resonate more in that part of the body. For example, if I go, ho, 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 like Santa, you can imagine his belly jiggling. Whoa, you feel that right in your tailbone. Your area of concern is more in the oo and possibly the a. We're going to do oo today, and what we're going to do is you're just going to start with that again, so you light up all the chakras, and then you're going to go into oo, and I will demonstrate for you sitting down, okay? So I'm just sitting, my palms are just up, and my feet are flat, spine is straight, taking a loving breath in through my nose this time. Again. Again. All right, now just breathe gently. Now I only did it 3 times because I know this video is going to end up being like 5 hours long if I spend longer on it. But you know, write me in the comments if you want me to make longer videos. I can. I just don't know if that's what you guys want. I'm all about delivering what you guys want. I personally would love to make longer videos, but what I want is to make sure you get the tool. The tool is this. I buzzed on imagine my spine lighting up, and then on the oo, which I made with rounded lips, ooh, I imagine energy going in. You don't have to move your hands like I am. I'm just showing you the direction of energy. But I can I can do it right here. Now, you're probably wondering, what note is it? Well, this is a note I speak on, so I'm going to do it around here because this is like around where I speak. But then, once you feel like, okay, that if you feel like that's not doing anything, you can make it higher. You can play with it. There's no real rule around this. But I'm going to explain the secret to why this works and why it's so powerful. The secret to why this works is that I have an intention, and that you've seen me in other videos put my hand like this. This is my intention. This is what I want. I'm going to pay attention to what I want so they're in alignment. And if I can keep doing this, then I can trust my voice. I guarantee you, if you're having a problem while you're singing with a physical ailment, like something's coming up, you have hurt somewhere, there's a pretty good chance that there's a trust issue, that you're not trusting something. And it could be your voice, it could just be that you're afraid that you're not going to sound right, or it could be that something from the past that happened when you were 9, okay? But that's not really important. What's important is that in this present moment, you use your intention to shift that by focusing on that spot. I have used this exercise for many years, and it has helped me relieve stomach aches, cramps. I hate to admit, but it's true. It's helped me relieve all kinds of things. I've also helped students relieve anxiety from their heart area, frogs in their throat, like we talked about earlier, and other things that show up along the spine for people and stop them from feeling empowered. When you're doing this exercise, resonating will actually help you to build a stronger voice. Because Brian, you mentioned that you felt like your voice was weak. It says in here that you felt like your voice shakes and it sounds weaker than it should be. Resonating totally helps get rid of that problem. Okay, there are other exercises we can do as well. You jump around, you can act crazy. That's in my other lessons. But always begin with breathing and then add your tone to the breath. So Brian, I really hope that this exercise helps you. Please, if you like what I shared with you, comment in the comments, and if you like this video, please share it with your friends on Facebook. So if you felt anything from that, or if you want to feel more from what you just did, then get my Practicing Core Vocal Power CD, or just simply learn something called toning. And I'm going to be creating more new products I'm so excited about that really does take empowered singing to the next level, so that by the time you get to the E exercises or to perform your song, you're ready. Your mind feels clear, your soul feels safe, and your voice feels free. I'm vocal empowerment coach Todman. And remember, empowered singing is more than just hitting all the right notes. Just